Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining, either live or on the replay. I'm very happy today to have Dorothy here on our Instagram Live today, and we will be talking about her vegan journey and lots of other interesting topics. So thanks so much for joining. Hi there.
Hey,
How are
good to see
you?
you. Very
Good to
well.
see.
How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks for taking the time.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Awesome. So I'm going to be playing with filters. So you're going to see lots of different
Awesome.
colors and things going on here.
What's sparkling?
Yeah. So and
Okay.
it's going to get even more sparkly in a moment. But anyway,
Awesome. I am ready. I am ready, just in case.
cool. So I have pinned our topics on the bottom of the screen just to
That's
kind
great.
of keep me on track here.
Awesome.
And I think we should just jump right in, and I'll
Yes.
pause as folks come in. I already see we have some a guest here already. So I want to thank everybody for joining, either live or on the replay. And I will save it so that if folks who have missed a part of it can catch up later.
Yes. Okay.
Awesome. And if anyone has questions along the way, please just put them down in the comment section below, and Dorothy will be happy to answer them. So, Dorothy, do you want me to call you Dorothy or Dot?
You can call me whatever you want.
All right, I'll probably call you Dorothy. All right, so let's just kick it off now with our first topic, which is if you could share with us, please, your vegan journey, how you started, and how you arrived to where you are today.
Sure. So first of all, I have to say that oh my God, your filter is fancy.
that was just a little mistake.
No, it's a cool filter. So anyway, journey of veganism. So definitely it started with the love to animals, I think, which I always had in my heart. So obviously, as a kid, I didn't associate whatever I have on my plate to love to the animals. Unfortunately, no one teach me that. But actually, as a kid, I was always asking my mom, where's that coming from? So yeah, I did, and obviously those topics were always uncomfortable because they were during like a dinner time or any time we've been together, having some food around the table, and most people don't want to talk about it. Most people just want to cut it as quick as possible. So unfortunately, I experienced that I had some questions, and some of the questions weren't answered. And even if there was very uncomfortable situation again, because I was like, oh, mom, so this is like a little lamb or something like that. So that was very uncomfortable. But I did ask those questions, and often my mom and my dad are telling me that they're not really surprised that I became vegetarian and then vegan after all, because they kind of could see it, coming. So that's how it started. And then as a 19 years old, I moved to Dublin from Poland. I'm originally from Poland, so Europe, still Europe, but
Yeah.
different country. And when I was like feeling my freedom, I could also experiment with new diets. So quickly enough, I started to dig into vegetarian diet. So I skipped meat very quickly when I could, eat what I want on my own, and that was easy because I never. This is Denzel, so Denzel is saying.
I saw him on your Instagram post, and I thought, what a beautiful creature.
Oh, thank you. Denzel, did you hear that?
I mean, just his colors, his hair, his eyes, and even his size. He's like not too tiny and not too big. He's just so
He is.
awesome.
He's supposed to be bigger. I think he's
Oh,
like
really?
5 foot. Yeah.
Oh,
He's
okay.
he's not a small puss. Let's put it that
Yeah.
way.
He's
And
adorable.
and he's also
Oh,
beautiful in his soul. So he's like
oh.
not only beautiful outside, he's beautiful inside as well. I must say, because not only because he's my cat, but he is really like pleasant
No,
But
he's
yeah, so
gorgeous.
thank you,
Oh,
thank you.
oh.
So yeah, so coming back to you know going to the story of my vegan journey. So I think vegetarian diet was very easy for me because I didn't really enjoy meat anyway as much. I did enjoy things which were mixed as burgers or something like that, but that's quite easy to make it without meat. I think easier than if someone like a raw, you know, meat. I never ate steak in my life actually. Like the real steak. I had it in a vegan version, but I couldn't compare because I never had a steak. I never was like attracted to things like that. And you see in Ireland, this is like very popular. So I just wasn't. So maybe in a way it was easier for me because you know I was very fussy about meat anyway as a kid. So, but then when I started to dig into like dairy industry, you know, I didn't agree with a lot of stuff. But first I couldn't believe like I didn't associate those two as much. So I had to like dig into the subject and then when I started to realize, you know, it is harming animals a lot. And I like little cows and old cows, and I like, you know, all of the animals. So I didn't really want to put any penny or euro or dollar or whatever you call it, you know, into that industry. And I started try with vegan diet. It wasn't easy. I have to say, like going vegetarian was way easier for me than going vegan. And vegan at that time, let's say over 5 years ago, it wasn't as popular in Dublin as it is now. So thankfully now it is quite popular, but it wasn't as popular when I started my journey, and it was quite difficult. And I have to say, I also went through some issues with my diet. So I was bulimic. So you know, it was another subject which wasn't easy. You know, all the questions and sometimes you know during like let's say Christmas dinner or something like that, people just push you to eat several stuff and oh, it's uncomfortable sometimes. You know, so it wasn't as easy. And I like sweets, and a lot of sweets contain like milk, like you know, unfortunately, a lot of things which isn't vegan, and I think that was hard. So on my journey, by going vegetarian, I actually once came back to eating like stuff. So I went to Poland and someone offered me sausage, and unfortunately I came back. Then I went for like McDonald's, and I really wanted to try it because I was like, oh, I'm missing it. It wasn't tasty. It wasn't tasty anymore. So I quickly came back to vegetarian. But then with vegan is, I think I played back and forward many times. So unfortunately, it was some cakes and I don't know. Someone has a birthday in the office, and you know the cakes arrived, and you say no, 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 and they think you say no because of I don't know. You wanted to be skinny or something.
Yeah.
You had more things in your head.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know it happened that I said yes, or you know, or we had pizza. I think we had free pizza. Unfortunately or fortunately, we had the free pizza, I think, and I used to work in Microsoft. It was outsourcing company working from Microsoft, and you know, if we work over hours, then we got the free pizza. So when I was vegan, it wasn't really much option for me because they didn't really know what veganism is, so they didn't really deliver like vegan pizzas that time yet. So I went for cheese, unfortunately, back. But then I gained a lot of weight. I have to say, in my opinion, dairy is even worse than meat. Like, I don't know if I should say it, but I think it affected so much my body. And I think I am lactose intolerant. Let's put it that way. I made a test. So, well, as far as I know, you know, everyone doesn't tolerate like dairy. So I have a high intolerance. Like some people maybe don't have as high, but I have terrible. Like I have a temperature and dizziness and other stuff. Yeah, because you know I didn't. Yeah, it's very bad, very bad. So I was bloated all my life, uncomfortable in all the situation you can imagine, you know. And I really didn't know what to do with that. And then I stopped thinking about it. I remember once even a lady says that I look pregnant, that I should check myself, and I wasn't. I really wasn't pregnant.
No.
So that
Oh
was bad.
my
And,
gosh.
I was quite kind of like not too like skinny, but kind of skinny enough, and then it was just the lump of my belly, and that's it. So
Yes.
people may think,
Yeah.
and I
It was,
was like, no,
yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
gas.
And do
So
you know, to this day, I have relatives who make the comment about how my stomach used to be bloated when I was not vegan.
yeah,
And so I can totally relate. And it's a
yeah,
terrible feeling when someone
it
makes a
is.
comment like that,
Oh,
because
stop.
you know you know that it's, there's a problem. And not only that,
Yeah,
like, I'm glad you brought up the lactose intolerance, because apparently 65% of the human population is lactose intolerant.
yeah,
And my understanding is the other 35%, I think there's some genetic mutation or something
yeah,
over the years, but we can go research that again. But
yeah,
I can definitely relate to your dilemma of like
yeah.
growing up and not liking the taste of meat, which I didn't either. So I opted for fish, or
Okay.
what we call white meat,
Yeah,
chicken or turkey.
poultry.
And then
Yeah,
whenever I was, able to make a decision on my own, I decided I want to be vegetarian when I was
yeah,
in college in my late teens. But when I went back home, it was an issue. They were like, no,
yeah,
no, no, you can't do that. So then I just caved and I just gave in
yeah.
to the standard diet again. And
Yes.
then when I was on my own, I just go back to vegetarianism, because I
Yeah.
didn't even know anything about veganism at the time, to
Yes.
be honest. This was so
Mhm,
many
mhm.
years ago. So I can definitely see why it was a struggle for you for a while.
Yes, yes, it was definitely. And as I mentioned, this bulimia didn't help neither, So I had another thoughts by trying to be skinny and all this, So terrible, terrible stuff. But I really want to help others who are struggling with the same issues, So I would like them to skip all the research I've done and mistake and all those, I don't know, things which, you don't necessarily have to go through, or years when you did those stupid things. Maybe not. We'll see. Well, now I'm vegan, so I cannot say like it was stupid, but you know how it is. It could be way shorter. It could be way shorter.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
if someone could guide me, I would be really grateful. Like, especially if someone already has some questions. Like if someone has a questions, that means they're looking for some answers, and people could give them quickly, rather than looking yourself. So I wish to say to people who are bloated, for example, that it is a way of not being bloated anymore by becoming vegan. And it's not necessarily only skipping meat. I think again, I would repeat that. I think dairy is deadly, literally.
And eggs and eggs as well. I mean,
Eggs is cholesterol.
they have,
It's pure
but
cholesterol.
lots of gassiness too for me. I mean, it was just
Oh
horrific,
yeah.
I was like, no, 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 no. And then I found out that what we call eggs are actually potential little chickens. So
Yeah.
once I found that out, I said, no, 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 I can't eat them. No way.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
listen, I couldn't listen to that at all.
Yeah.
So since I actually realized, and I skip it very quickly. But some people still believe like eggs are healthy and whatever. All my family, unfortunately, they're eating eggs, and they're all high in cholesterol, unfortunately. My brother is skinnier than me, I have to say. All my life he was like looking better, all his muscles was popping out, not like in my body. And unfortunately he has a high cholesterol as well, because he is eating eggs and other stuff. So if you want to lower your cholesterol, vegan diet would be like very quickly dropping the bad cholesterol. And actually because you have a bad and good cholesterol, and it happened to me that the good cholesterol was higher
Yeah.
than average.
Yeah,
so
and that definitely
all good stuff.
happened. Yeah. That definitely happens when you eat plants, because it happened to
Yes.
me too, definitely. So tell us a bit about like a couple, two or three of the changes that you saw after you switched to a vegan diet. And I know you've mentioned a little bit
Yeah.
already, but if you just wanted to summarize them for us, that would be great.
Yeah. So first one, which I noticed, it was, I don't know, it's gonna be a weird one, but I woke up earlier than the boozer. So every time, when I used to like eat meat, I think I felt really heavy, and I felt always like digesting mode. Then on plant-based diet, you don't really feel that at all. So you basically full of energy, and even like during the night, you're kind of like ready for the day, and you're excited for the day. So you will kind of wake up yourself like that. That was my experience. Now maybe not everyone has it, but that was mine. And so that was weird, but so positive, you know. Um, so that was number one.
Yeah.
Then I don't want to say the gain loss, because I had a vegan diet which was very unhealthy, and I gained. Simple as that. But if you have a healthy vegan diet, you're gonna achieve a lot. If we talk about like sport, for example, uh, oh, you're gonna achieve way more than your friends who are your age. Like I'm 33, and I can see, the difference. I'm saying that loud sometimes, but people don't believe. Like I said, yeah, because I'm vegan, and I have a great cardio, I have to say, like comparing to people, and people are actually way younger than me. I think in my gym, people are like 5, 10 years younger than me, and like obviously everyone has a different journey, but I am competing with some people with, boxing, Muay Thai or whatever, and I can easily see their cardio isn't as good as mine. And I'm not trying to be cocky or anything, because I didn't achieve it easily. But being 33 years old, vegan, and now I'm healthy vegan more than like just burgers and pizza. I could and cakes.
I
I
started,
could,
I started like that too.
yes,
But
yes. Well,
I had to clean things up though. I had to really clean it up.
yeah. I did as well, and it's not easy. It's a process, but when you achieve it, oh, great things happen. Like it's magic. Like I can run, I run on like normally, as just to make my day brighter. 8K every day. Don't mind that at all. I don't mind that. It's a jog. It's not like fast or anything, but I can do that easily. And more than anything, I feel my joints rather than like cardio. Like cardio is fantastic on plant-based diet. Like seriously. So for sport like boxing, when you can easily see, like you can exhaust the opponent, easily when someone doesn't have a cardio. Like just go for a plant-based diet and that's it. You don't really
Yeah, and
have
I
to
think
skip on the rope anymore as much.
yeah, and I think what you're getting at too is like your recovery time is faster and your
Oh,
stamina is higher. And obviously your performance is higher too.
yes.
So
So
tell
sport
us a bit.
performance, yes.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about your coaching services, and then we'll go into boxing.
No problem at all. So yeah, so as with everything, I try to be happy in life, and I try to be honest with myself, and I try to find out who I am. So by being vegan, I say that on my post sometimes, that I'm just going for my values. I'm just asking my heart what the hell is there, and then I'm trying to show it in real life by actions. And the same with coaching. I used to do some other roles. I'm not saying they're wrong or something, but oh, Denzel is destroying stuff. Sorry. It's
That's
normal.
the way to go, Denzel. Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
Oh no, please don't. He'll be grand. He'll be grand, and I'll be okay, I hope. So coaching is a service which appeal with my values. It's just purely helping people to find out the answer for the questions they maybe never ask themselves. So basically, you know, I have a degree in psychology, but psychology is based more on like a past and psychology issues, and we try to go over that. So we try to go more for goals, like what's your goals, what would you like to achieve, and just help you with that, whatever that is. So basically on my side, I'm doing life coaching, but we also do business coaching for executives. So I think it's needed in both sides, because you know how it is in the work, in business, in office, like people sometimes are not honest. They're hiding stuff, or who knows why they're doing some stuff, or not communicating things or whatever. So we try to kind of like, you know, make it a little bit easier. So kind of like showing them like why it could happen. It could happen because of pure, I don't know, let's say not great communication or something, and nothing big. Sometimes it's like, I found in business mainly like it is happening because like, not such a big thing, like not a big issue happened, but just miscommunication is the case. So we try to just ask people how would they see it from kind of helicopter mode or something like that, and then they figure it out that sometimes they could do things differently. And also, you see, by coaching, we don't want to suggest anything. So this is not mentoring, this is not teaching. It's more asking yourself, like, what do you think about it? Like, so you, for yourself, finding the answer. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm asking you what is the best thing to do and what is the next step. So this is pure coaching, you know, and I love it, and I absolutely love it. We work on it, you know, for the moment on both sides, so it's quite busy. But eventually, I hope we're gonna grow and we're gonna help more people, you know, to achieve more stuff. So on my side, I was thinking about like vegan coaching as well, because I found some people who are vegan coaches, and I didn't know it is existing. And I could see on different parts of the world, like your part of the world, California, it's more popular. It's I didn't see it as much in Europe, to be fair. But I'm thinking about it. I think it is this is growing, and I would love to help people in that, you know. So yeah.
Yeah, and that is why you know, I've started to do well, that's one of the reasons I started to do these IG lives. And you will notice, or anyone who's watching will notice, that a lot of the people who you know, share their journey with me on these lives, they are coaches and vegan coaches. Yeah. Because you know, I think it's you know, we are in the minority. I was listening to a statistic today, and vegans are like 1% of the population. And so anyone who wants to ditch the standard diet and lifestyle and switch to a vegan diet and lifestyle, as you and I both know firsthand, are going to come up against a lot of obstacles, a lot of challenges. Yeah. So, you know, to have vegan coaches out there like yourself, with so much experience, and you have you know, the life coaching, and you're more, like you said, you're more like a guide. You're not necessarily telling people this is what you should be doing.
No,
so
no.
I think
I try not to.
Yeah. So I
think really
that
as a coach.
Yeah, so I think that, you know, you have a lot to offer, because there's definitely a need for it, and like you said, it's growing all across the globe, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. I can see that easy as well. And, you know, I don't know, I can see through Instagram, like, you know, how it is in US. And I was myself in Chicago and Florida, and I've seen vegan is growing there. That was 2 years ago.
It's even more now. It's even more now. I'm telling you.
Yeah. Which
it's
is
so much more.
It's fantastic. Can't wait to travel and, you know, discover all this food.
It's so much. I don't want to say it's mainstream, but I do want to say that it's easier to find vegan options, and actually even all vegan restaurants. For example, I was in Florida up until the end of June. And before I left Florida, I was like going around to different vegan places, and I was pleasantly surprised that there were actually pure vegan restaurants. Like, I kid you not. Like, I was really, really pleasantly surprised. And then, of course, you know, just in the mainstream market, as you know, because you do a lot of, you know, product, you know, reviews, I guess we could call it, or suggestions, just in the market alone, like there's so many more products that are available for, you know, in the supermarkets, for example, skincare, etc. But we'll get into that later. So tell us a bit more about your Muay Thai boxing. And before we start this, I want to say that I'm super fascinated by boxing for two reasons.
Awesome.
One is because my dad, bless his soul, loved boxing. So when I was growing up, I didn't like boxing because I thought it was very violent, but I would like sit with him to watch a little bit of it, and then I'd hide my face whenever, you know, they started to like go at it, and then he'd tell me when it was all over, and then I could look. I really, because it was just kind of like a bonding moment for my dad and me. And number two, I recently took a self-defense class. And so there was a little bit of like kickboxing involved, I guess you could call it. And I really came out of the class like much more confident. So tell us about how you got into, you know, Muay Thai boxing and how you kind of incorporate that in your lifestyle.
Yeah. So boxing is interesting stuff, I think, for everyone. As even through your story, you could see like it always has this, oh, is it violent, is it not, is it good, is it not, is it like bringing confidence to my life or not. And I have to say, like, I when I was a teenager, I always wanted to box, but, you know, because I was a girl, my parents didn't want me to do that. And then I had some piercing in my nose or somewhere, and they said, oh, you have to take it off when you have a box.
I have a pierce. I have a pierce.
Yeah, you have a pierce. You could take it off, you know. You could take it off.
No, I want it. I want it. Yeah. I put it there. I want it there.
No, I mean for boxing class only.
Oh, got you. That's a good point.
You know, so because of stupid reasons like that, I never started to box. And then, you know, obviously you may have some, you know, violent friends who love boxing, and you don't really want to have anything to do with them or something like that. So boxing is a tricky thing, but actually you don't know much about boxing till you actually start doing it. Because when you watch boxing, you just think, oh, it is violent and people losing heads and that's it. Well, this is totally different level of boxing if you would start to do it, you know, because first it's going to be more fitness. So you have to be fit to do something first, and then you may or you may not fight. So I never had my fights in my life, but I am looking forward to have my first fight. I hope it's going to happen finally, because it's supposed to happen in October, but COVID came and we couldn't have that. So I hope that in next year I may have my first fight in my life. But to be fair, first time I came to boxing because my friend asked me to come over with her, and she finds some hot gentleman, you know, boxing there, and she's like, oh, Dorothy, could you go with me, please? Because I really want to train with him or whatever. And I was like, I said, this is the stupidest idea I ever heard. And I said,
I think it's the best idea. I think it's the best. I think it's the best idea, actually.
Well, you know, I didn't, that wasn't the guy for me, you know, so I was like, oh, seriously, like, just go yourself. And then she bought me boxing gloves, and she bought me boxing pads as well. And she was like, Dorothy, please go with me. And I couldn't say no. I said, like, Katie, how stupid is this sport? Like, you're just going and having your head punched. Like, sorry, but this is like the stupidest I ever heard. But I think I was repressing it from my childhood, you see, because I never could achieve it. That's why I put it in a very negative kind of side, because I couldn't achieve it myself. And then I remember my friends being in the boxing, and I always like says like, listen, this is the stupidest thing I ever heard. Like, could you not just like do something more, I don't know, beneficial rather than getting punched in your head? But then, as I said, you see, when you go to class yourself, you start to know about boxing more. So boxing is not about punching your head, especially in the first level. So in first levels, you have to achieve your fitness. You're running a lot, you're doing a lot of exercise, you do a lot of pads. And this is like a fitness kickboxing. This is Denzel again, just annoying me. Um, so when you achieve that, you could see how hard you have to work, how, you know, how many kilos you have to lose and all this to have your first fight only. And what about all these boxing guys we were looking at in the telly? You know, that is just a totally different level.
Yeah.
So kickboxing for your lifestyle, for, you know, keeping you healthy, keeping you happy, keeping you more confident. It's totally different story than fights. And even if you achieve your fights as amateurs, again, totally different story than like professional fighters. And it is long, long way to do that. It's not just, you know, killing and not killing, kind of like, it's not black and white. And boxing is beautiful, I have to say. It has so many benefits, like especially mentally. Like, you know, you are obviously, you know, fitter. I think I never did such a good sport that I wasn't bored of it. And I achieved really pretty good results. Like, I must say, like, probably I have the best figure of my life. And as I mentioned, I'm 33, so I thought it never gonna happen. And I decided to boxing very late, you know, in my 30s, kind of like. So I was like, I'm too late for everything. It's gone. But I started to try, you know, stuff, and I started to believe in myself a little bit more. So I really want my first fight happen, hopefully soon. And I don't regret anything. Like, you know, obviously I didn't start boxing like Thai kids in Thailand when they're like 6 or 7 or something, you know, and they're amazing, and I'm just jealous of it all. But I have to say I achieved pretty much in 3 years, especially on the plant-based diet, which I know people don't believe, but on the plant-based diet, you have amazing cardio, and you really can achieve a lot of stuff, even when you're 30 or whatever age you are. So yeah, this is my love now.
I totally agree with you. Now, I will admit to you that I had a 2.5 hour class, like 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 45 minutes. It was a self-defense class. And like I said, it involved kickboxing. And I was basically even getting exhausted throughout the class. And I thought, oh no, I really need to like improve here. I mean, I thought my cardio was kind of so-so. I mean, it's not great, but I tell you, it was so intense, but I have just felt such confidence, honestly, ever since that class. And, you know, I already, I have someone who's like encouraging me to go and take more classes, which I do want to do. And so I can definitely see how you, you know, basically kind of fell in love with it, because I personally feel with my tiny experience that there's so many benefits.
It is on every level of boxing. I think it is benefit there. You know, like obviously socializing with other people, and I found so many very good, friendly, encouraging people there. Not like, you know, violent or whatever. Quite opposite, I have to say. They kind of see like everyone has their own journey, and they have some obstacles in their lives, and they really want to help because they had themselves the same situation, like, you know, previously or still. So I can say only good stuff about boxing, but I must say you have to try it yourself. If you have kind of like you know, something in your chest that's telling you that you really want to try it, you know, just do it, because I didn't box for like 20 years since I really wanted to start. It was like when I was 13 or something, and then I started when I was 30, and I still don't regret. I regret that it could be earlier, but I don't regret that I started it late. It's
And I mean,
great
and
experience.
the nice thing is you have the rest of your life to enjoy it, you know, and that's just like anything. For example, for me, it's veganism. Like,
Yes,
you know, I took a while to get here, but now at least I can enjoy this
yes,
lifestyle, you know, for as long as I'm on this
yeah.
planet, I guess. And
And,
yeah,
and
so I,
and you know, talking about veganism, I try to, you know, connect mainly through Instagram, you know, with other vegan fighters. and there's plenty of them. Like obviously Nick D is one of the most popular ones, but we have plenty of them. So yeah, I want to see them growing as well, and see them discovering kind of like what can they do on a plant-based diet, because really it's changing the game, and the Game Changer is showing that a lot. By the way,
that was a good play on words there. I love that.
Yeah, I didn't actually think about it.
That was very poetic. Hats off to you. That was awesome. So tell us a bit about, because we have like 20 minutes left. Tell us a bit about what your opinion is of the Dublin vegan scene. I have to say I was in Dublin last year on a plant-based course, and I love Dublin. Dublin is in my top number of cities, and I was really happy that it was vegan friendly. At that time there were not loads of like all vegan restaurants, pure vegan restaurants, but what I was very impressed with is that a lot of traditional restaurants had vegan options, so that was really helpful for me. So, and I know we're in a global pandemic, and so places aren't open like they used to, but what's your thoughts about the vegan Dublin scene there?
Well, I definitely think like it changed totally, and everyone knows what veganism is, which is very beneficial because you don't have to come and explain what is it not, and that was confusing because they still could bring some ingredients which were in vegan those, let's say 5, 6, 7 years ago, and now it just doesn't happen. People has, like as you said, traditional restaurants has like vegan options, vegans menus, so yeah. Not every single restaurant, I have to say, but still I can see when I am coming and I'm like, I'm vegan, do you have any vegan options? Because I may come and pop in and have some food and bring some friends and whatever. People are not questioning it anymore because they know, like, that's how they will make business. That's how they're going to bring customers, because it's a need for it. So I'm very happy about that. I'm not like hiding anything anymore. Before it was like, I'm not eating this, what you're eating, or something like that. Now it's not. Now you can just say it. And even now I'm living in Temple Bar, and Temple Bar is the most popular pub. And
I love that. Oh my gosh! Shout out to Temple Bar, and shout out to that cute little vegan place. I think it's called V.
Yeah.
V.
Yeah, now unfortunately it's pandemic, so they have only delivery. But that was my favorite. Like I brought all my friends there to V, and they still have a Stoned, which is like pizza place, next to it. But yeah, V was my favorite. So I hope they're gonna stay open after the pandemic. But that was purely vegan.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that was purely vegan.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, totally vegan. Yes.
So that was fantastic. But for example, for the Temple Bar, which most options aren't vegan, I talked to manager or something, and I says, "Hey, Marty, how are you? Will you have some vegan options for me? There." And it's not a joke anymore. Like he knows I'm gonna bring customers, and I'm just saying, like, look, it's like every single restaurant has a vegan option. Some of them, they have a vegan menus fully. So I'm not joking anymore, So Dublin definitely is growing. Dublin is awesome. I always believe in. I just love Dublin, But young people are bringing like so many information about veganism, I have to say. I think it's just everywhere, like in the shops, now with Christmas coming, a lot of Christmas options is vegan, like sweets, for example, Christmas pudding and stuff like that. I can see on Aldi and Lidl. I don't know if you had those shops. So
they were in my neighborhood too.
Plenty of signs. You don't even have to check if it's like ingredient or not. It just says it's vegan. No, I don't have to read anymore.
It's true. It's true.
So for me, sometimes it is too many options because it's too many treats and too many, I don't know, like junk food or something like that. Like obviously everyone
too many temptations.
Yeah, too many temptations. But once per week is fine. So I'm happy. I'm happy that that those options are growing in Dublin. In general, in Europe, I have to say we're quite pretty good. Like I have to say, Germany, I think it's doing very well.
And Prague and Madrid are awesome too.
I heard that as well. I don't know about Madrid, to be fair, because I
oh,
heard
it's awesome.
Spain. Oh, is it? Yeah. Because I thought Spain isn't great.
Well, no, Spain overall is still heavily into eating animals. However, Madrid has really raised the bar in terms of the number of all vegan restaurants. It's quite impressive.
I may visit because we had all those jokes about, like, you know, Spanish vegan options, which is just BAP or something like that, you know. So
no. They have a lot of all vegan restaurants. It's really amazing. I have a lot of them listed in on my page because I'm still posting stuff from Madrid, even though I'm not there at the moment. But I still post stuff, and most of the restaurants, I would say more than half, are actually all vegan.
Okay. So something to look forward, something to go and check myself, I suppose. Because I love Spain, I have to say, you know.
Oh, it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks for those who are joining. If you have questions for Dorothy, just pop them down below in the comment section, please. And while we wait for questions, tell us a bit about some of your favorite vegan products. And the reason I'm asking you this question is because you often post about, you know, you kind of do like your own product reviews, which I thought was awesome because a lot of people don't even know where to start, you know. So I just wanted to mention that, and then whatever you wanted to say about it.
Yeah. I see, like, a different country, and they have a different kind of like way of doing things. So I found, for example, in Poland, where I came from, I go there and they don't have as many vegan options, in my opinion, for restaurants and other stuff. They're growing. It is like, it's not as bad as it was, and obviously they have Aldi and they have all those tags and about vegans and this and vegan that, and it is growing. But sometimes they have times when it's a little bit off. So, for example, like 1 year they're very popular with vegans, and then the second year I found it's just so. So yeah, I think it. I'm from Krakow, so it's a quite big city. It should be.
Yeah.
But what I found, for example, like all of them, like, you know, going for vegan products as a cosmetics. Like, I mean, they just don't buy anything else, and I'm like, wow. So, why is it this way, not the other way? But I'm happy in any. So basically, when I go to Rossmann, they call it, is a German shop. All of the cosmetics there, like most of them, they're vegan, and they're tagging everything. And like, you know, German people are really strict and very kind of to the point. So, you know, you could quickly find the vegan products in those shops. So when I'm in Poland, I'm like just going to the shop, and everything what is vegan, I'm just packing. And then obviously I want to show to people like what I found. Personally, I have to say I'm not the biggest fan of beauty products, or you know, I'm more minimalist, to be fair. I try to have as little as possible, but you know how it is when you see something and you couldn't find it and you just buy it. But let's say, I don't know, I got this lipstick which I have on my lips now from Elf. So Elf, probably, you know, from States as well. We have Elf now in Dublin, I think in Poland as well. So to be fair, like when people start to know I'm vegan, they just, you know, may buy me some vegan stuff, which I'm absolutely happy about, because, well, I'm happy and they're happy because they know what to buy. And this is about the minimalists as well. Like, they don't buy to me anything which was something what I wouldn't use, which is fantastic, you know. So I don't really have like a favorite products, but I enjoy them all, if I can say that, you know. And every time I find something, then I'm so grateful that they're already tagging as vegan products, you know. So this is fantastic.
Yeah, and I think that's really why I wanted to ask you that question and just kind of bring that, you know, highlight that point, because I think it's very useful. Again, I also don't use a lot of products. I mean, you know, my face is all shiny with, you know, organic coconut oil. I mean,
Yes.
that's my beauty product, to be
Yes,
honest
yes,
with
yes,
you.
yes, 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 yes.
So, you
And
know,
probably that is the smartest, you know, as little you use, especially organic stuff, you know, that is probably more beneficial for your skin. You know, I have up and down. Sometimes I want to have a makeup. Sometimes I'm like, you know, half year without the makeup. So it's depend. Like when you're like doing sports, well, sometimes I come with a makeup, but mostly you shouldn't because then you have it on someone's punching, uh, boxing, you know, gloves. So
yeah.
yeah, I have up and downs, and obviously when it's summer, you don't want to use as heavy stuff, especially for like makeup, you know. So it's different countries experiencing different stuff, but I try to enjoy all. I would enjoy if I have as little as possible, but sometimes I have a days when I'm like, you know, I'm still a girl and I want to have a lipstick today, so I'm gonna have some. But I'm
Awesome.
not going
Totally.
crazy.
Totally. We have a comment here from I am the amazing Dolby. Wow, I love that name. And they say I use olive oil for my face. There you go.
Yeah,
We're in the oil. We're in
coconut
the oil
oil,
club.
olive oil, you know. Hopefully, are organic.
Yeah. We're in the oil club here. All
Yes,
right. Thank you for
yes.
that comment there. So we only have a few minutes left here, Dorothy. So tell us, how do you handle naysayers and critics of our vegan diet and lifestyle?
Yeah, I think, you know, before it was way harder for me, especially when, you know, I was experiencing this bulimia. You know, I tried to do my best and people criticize something and then I had to kind of have it in me for longer. So now I try to kind of understand people that they're on their journey as well, and the journey is always different. So well, it depends. Like, you know, if someone really wants to hurt you, they're gonna do it in anyway. You know, you don't have to be vegan for them. They can find anything else. So to be fair, I try to think about those people that something maybe happened that you know they're not as happy today, for example, and don't take it personally. I wouldn't like if someone is like, you know, digging like, oh, would you have a steak or would you have a meat or something? I'm just very open and definitely honest, but not too much anymore, because I used to talk too much and I was like, oh, do you know that you're doing this, you're doing that? And people don't like you because of it. So I try to encourage people to ask me questions more rather than nagging them, you know. And I really like that approach. So if they are interested in the vegan diet seriously, they're gonna ask you, and that's the best beauty of it. If someone is like nagging or whatever, yeah, okay, you're eating steaks, I'm not, and that's it, you know, just leave it as it is. I would say, because if you're gonna, you know, have a little argues about that, you're gonna just make your day, you know, in a not nice place, I would say.
Totally.
Mm.
Totally. So, what would be a couple tips or pieces of advice you would give for someone who is a new vegan or they're curious in terms of starting a vegan journey? What are a couple tips you would say to them?
First tips is text me and ask me what the hell you're struggling with. And I can help you with that, you know, like
Number one.
yeah, I would say that because, you know, I did that myself. I found some vegan on Instagram. I was inspired and I asked, hey, listen, I just kind of find the vegan shoes or whatever, you know, struggle I had, or I had like, I don't know, something which wasn't vegan, but I didn't want to throw it out or something like that, you know. So I just asked people. Instagram or social media in general is a great place to start. I am following a lot of vegans, you know, vegans recipes, vegan this, vegan that. I have a special people for vegan, you know, recipes, other people for vegan junk food, and I'm just following them. So I think this is very good tip. I know it sounds pretty simple, but
No,
works
no, no.
perfectly.
Totally. So we only have like 5 minutes left. So tell us a bit about what you are willing to share about your future projects that are related to veganism. Do you have anything you want to share at this time?
Well, I try to do my best to spreading the veganism as much as I can, but it's obviously not easy because we're all busy and not necessarily all my posts are perfect. Let's put it that way. But I try to, in my busy time, just post something what I enjoyed myself, and I want to, share the joy with other people. So this is my future project for vegan dot Instagram. Vegan coaching, I think it's something I will think about it, so maybe that would be it.
Good. We have a Jazeel Colleen saying, spread the love.
Yeah, she's my friend. She's my Muay Thai sparring partner.
Well, shout out to you, Jazeel Colleen. There we go. Okay, so
she was actually also asking about the vegan tips when she found out that I'm vegan. So it's just everywhere, like and people are on their journeys, and I'm sure they're gonna benefit from it. So that's why I'm so happy to share any information about it with people.
Totally. She says a big hi there. Yes. So, Dorothy, what's the best way for people to contact you if they want information, collaboration, coaching, help? What's the best way?
Yeah, I think Instagram is pretty good, but I have my website, I have my email there. So it is a little link on Instagram to my Dorothy Marshall Coach website, and there is my email if someone prefer email, but message on Instagram is totally fine as well. And if I can help in any moment of the vegan journey, I'll be very happy to do that.
Well, we have a big yes, please, here from Jazeel.
Jazz, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. There we go, Jazz. Thank you so much.
Where to text,
There we go. There we go. She knows how to find you. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So, Dorothy, I want to thank you so much for coming on and sharing your vegan journey with us. And I also want to ask you to just kind of close us out here with any thoughts that you have for us.
I think I'm going to repeat again, with veganism is very beneficial for me, I think, in many ways. So it's not only health, but it's also like mental, peaceful way of living. And it was something what was always in my heart. So I'm definitely kind of feeling better as a person. I don't want to say other people shouldn't feel good, but it's just like who I am, and that's how I'm showing who I am. And I'm figuring out, more about myself, and I definitely think by being vegan, I'm just happier, because that's me, and I love animals. I don't want to harm them. I don't want to see people having cancer and other not beneficial stuff on their health journey. So I believe in plant-based diet, and I see more and more researches and more information in books about it, and I encourage people to find the answer themselves if they don't believe me,
Totally. We have Jazz saying, thank you to both of you, and it's so hard, but I'm trying. Well, you hang in there, Jazz.
Yeah.
Hang in there, Jazz, and Dorothy is going to help you. So please don't give up.
Yeah, every time you have a little stop and you don't know what to do, you could just, pop in a little text, and then I can help you. I can share my thoughts, what was in my journey and how I discover easier way of doing things by doing vegan stuff,
Awesome. Well, I want to thank everyone who's joined live or on the replay. I want to thank you again, Dorothy. I'm going to save it to my feed, stories, and IGTV, so anyone who missed it can catch up later. And again, I just want to thank you so much, Dorothy.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much for having me. I'm honored, and it was great to talk to you. Great to have other vegan people, all over the world, and I just feel connected. So thank you so much.
Thank you. And we'll take the final word here from Jazz. And she says, we'll fight together.
Yes, we will. Very good.
Thank you so much, Jazz. And thanks, Dorothy. Take good care. Bye-bye.
So
bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye.